So if you've been researching running Facebook ads for your business, you've probably heard the term lookalike audience mentioned in quite a few videos. So today we're going to break down exactly what lookalike audiences are, how you should utilize them, and how to create them for your business to implement them into your Facebook advertising plan. What's up, everybody? My name is Eric Boyd. I'm one of the owners of Atheris Advertising. We're a full-service digital marketing agency that specializes in a lot of things, and Facebook ads is one of the things that we do the most often for our clients. And since we run so many Facebook ads, we have a pretty darn good idea on how to run successful ads for your business as well. So, what is a lookalike audience? Well, a lookalike audience is going to be an audience of people on the meta platforms, so Facebook, Instagram, etc., that is going to be created based off of a sample size pool of data. So that sample size pool of data could be, let's say, people visiting your website, people that have engaged with your Instagram account, people that have watched a certain video on your page. What Facebook will do is they will take this actual sample size for you and create a lookalike audience of potential people that are similar to that of that underlying sample group. So if 1,000 people visit your website and you have that data to give to Facebook, Facebook will analyze those 1,000 people that have visited your website and try and find more people just like them to advertise to. One thing to keep in mind here is that anything you do with a sample size, if you are basing an audience off of a sample size, the size of the underlying sample does matter. Think about it rationally. If you have 1,000 people versus 10,000 people in a pool, which one do you think that Facebook will be able to go through the data and create a more accurate lookalike audience off of? The answer is typically the larger pool. If you have 10,000 website visitors for your single product versus 1,000 website visitors for the same single product, the 10,000 visitor audience is going to give Facebook so much more data to parse through and create an effective audience to mimic based off of. Which is how you build really powerful lookalike audiences, is by leveraging larger pools of data to build your lookalike out off of. Now, Facebook, to build a lookalike audience, requires 1,000 people in that specific sector to actually use for lookalike. The simplest example would be website visitors. If you want to have a lookalike audience in the United States of website visitors, then you have to have at least 1,000 website visitors within the past 30 days or so for Facebook to build an accurate lookalike audience off of. Facebook will not even let you try and create one with an audience size under 1,000, which is basically Facebook's way of saying that's not enough people for our algorithms to kind of find who your next target customer might be. And again, 10,000 people instead of 1,000 people will get you an overall more potent lookalike audience. And lookalike audiences can be very beneficial because you're giving Facebook a parameter of people to base the audience off of. They're not starting from scratch, they're starting from something concrete. Now that we know how lookalike audiences work at their core, let's go into building them out in the Facebook Ads Manager. So to create a lookalike audience is a relatively simple process. I'm going to walk it through right here on the screen. So the first step is going to be creating a custom audience. A custom audience is what a lookalike audience must be based off. To keep it simple, let's use website visitors. We'll create a custom audience for website visitors in the past X amount of days. We will then go to that custom audience and then create a lookalike audience based off of that. As you can see here on the lookalike audience creation screen, there's going to be a few different parameters we can kind of go through to get exactly what we want to get. Now, the main thing that you're probably looking at and seeing and wondering kind of how do I go about doing this is the percentage slider. A 1% lookalike audience, a 2%, how does that work? What's going on? Let me explain. What the percentage slider means from 1% to 10% is that it's basically a slider for how close of a match that person has to be to that target audience that you're building the lookalike based on. 1% is as close as you can get, and 10% is a bit broader of a spectrum. When we test lookalike audiences, we typically test them in pools. So we'll have a 1% lookalike audience, we'll have a 2 to 3% lookalike audience, a 4 to 5% lookalike audience, let's say, a 6 to 7%, we'll split them up so we can compare which of the lookalikes perform better against each other, which is the simplest way of doing things. And to create another lookalike audience, all you would have to do is repeat the process I just showed you, and then based off that, just change the slider position, and boom. And that is the simplest explanation for how to set up a lookalike audience. But wait, we got one extra tip for you. Again, we've spent a lot of money on Facebook ads over the last 4 or 5 years or so. What lookalike audiences do we see being the best ones to use? The best lookalike audiences to kind of go through are going to be website purchases and website visits. I mention both because let's say you're an e-commerce store with a 2% conversion rate. unless you're selling tons of products per month, you're going to have to use website visitors or the view contents instead of the actual purchases. We've also found that Instagram and on-meta lookalike audiences can also be very good if you have good engagement on your page. As long as your pixel is set up, we would definitely start with a website-based lookalike audience first, and then also move into your testing eventually, if you want to, some of the lookalikes based off of your Instagram and Facebook engagement. And that is your quick, easy guide to Facebook lookalike audiences. Hope you guys and gals found this video useful. If you had any questions, leave a comment down below. We'd be happy to answer them. Also, if you're looking for an agency to run your Facebook/Instagram advertising efforts, our link below is in the description. Feel free to go there, fill out our contact form, and chat with us. We would be more than happy to help you out. But that's going to be it. We'll talk to you soon.